Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another non-spoiler movie review. This movie is called Beast. This is starring Idris Elba, Mr. Copley from District 9. And the background of this is that Idris's character, he has two younger daughters. He takes them to a destination location to see wildlife. Mr. Couplier is the person that is an expert in all things of the area that he's in, but specifically lions. And something does not go well, and for some strange reason, the lion is just attacking
I'm about to
at
say
will. So,
you didn't have to hide it. It's literally in the synopsis what happens. Amazingly, they spoiled the movie in the synopsis. So the synopsis of the movie says that while on vacation, led by his friend, him and his daughters are confronted by a lion who's taking revenge out after a dangerous night with poachers. It literally says that in the description of the movie.
well,
So
on that
hey, there's
note,
no need to
we're
there's no
gonna
need to
just
hide around stuff. Plus, you forgot a famous co-star in the movie. And playing the villain is Mustafa, as he is playing the villainous lion in this movie, a role that I think he beat Scar out for. I think Scar went out for the role first, and Mustafa beat him out for it. So great big ups to Mustafa for his. I think this is his second acting credit. The first being The Lion King.
the new Lion King. Yeah, yeah, definitely. The new live action version of Lion King. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it. I had very low expectations going into this film personally.
Hmm.
I did not think this was going to be something that was going to be. I thought it was just going to be really dumb. I thought it was going to be very stupid. I think the first trailer that I saw of this, it kind of like, oh man, what is this? And I think at the end of the trailer, I kid you not, you see Idris kicking at a lion with nothing in his hands, and he's getting clawed at, and the lion is going into the van with them, clawing at them. And I'm kind of like, oh, okay, they're all gonna die. Like realistically, this isn't gonna work. And then they show another clip later of him still fighting this, and so I was like, I was thrown off by this movie just off of the trailer. But yeah, we're gonna break it down. Lucas, what did you think about this film, and what were your expectations going into the film?
I had no expectations going into this film. Matter of fact, nope. Let me rephrase that because I don't want to say I had no expectations going into this film. From the first time I saw the trailer, I assumed this would be a possible rip on The Ghost in the Darkness. For people who
Mm.
remember that movie, I think it was '96. Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas, African Forest. They're chasing down a lion, and stuff happens. And I thought this would be a riff, possibly on that movie. Instead, they gave me a riff on another movie that came out, I think in '97, called The Relic with Penelope Ann Miller. And I don't know if anyone asked for a riff on that movie with a little bit of Cujo thrown in there also. And
Definitely some
Jaws
Cujo.
4. And Jaws 4. Like all of those together, and you get Beast. And this is the second movie Idris has done with Beast in a title. Didn't he do Beast of No Nation?
He did.
Hmm,
He definitely did.
hmm.
Where
I'm
did
sorry that
this?
I even brought up that movie into this movie, but
Yeah, no,
they're
those
both
are
named Beast.
no. Yeah, no, they are no relation. And yeah, no. Where was this located? What was the location, the destination that they were? Because they never really specifically said where they were at. Because when we see the characters, they're already there. They don't take a plane
And
ride. They're just there. And so,
I know they shot it in South Africa.
okay, cool.
I don't I don't recall giving well, I'm guessing so. So it possibly makes sense because for them to shoot in South Africa, they possibly made sense that it's set in South Africa.
Yeah,
I can imagine that being the case here.
yeah.
Didn't matter one bit to me. Not even a little bit. Didn't even think about where this is not a movie made up to think about locations. It's not a movie to think about plot. It is Idris versus Lion. That's it. That's it. I'm not giving my brain the I refuse to let my brain attempt to make this movie make sense. because none of it makes sense here. So instead, I'm just gonna say it's Idris versus a lion. I didn't care where it was set at. It could have been in the jungles of New York, as long as I care. It's just him versus a lion with every dumb human decision humanly possible is made in this movie. If you are accustomed to um the animal danger type films from the 80s, when right after Jaws exploded and everyone wanted to do a different form of animal where it posed a threat to a human in the 80s, this is that movie. Unfortunately, because we've seen movies like The Shallow, Crawl, and it's one more. I'm losing it. 47 meters. Because we've seen movies where they've done it with animals and it worked. Granted, I think every one of those I named had a shark in it, or a sea-based creature, and
Right.
we've seen it done well because all three of those movies are really good. Here, I think they went the complete opposite route of making the humans make smart decisions. I think they decided, no, we don't need you to make smart decisions. We just need you to run from a lion. And I think it cheapens the movie so much so it makes it almost close to unbearable to watch
Yeah.
because they decided to go down a direction and make these humans make stupid decision after stupid decision instead of, you know, the examples I gave of the films where it is man versus beast, where you see the humans make smart decisions at times. They may start off with a dumb one, but it ends with them making very smart, calculated decisions. And in this movie, it's I rooted for his daughter to die. I wanted her to die in this movie. That should tell you everything I think about the decisions they make.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Luke. I mean, I didn't wish anything on anybody, but I kid you not, we were in the middle of the movie, and one of the daughters makes this decision to do something, and everybody was like, "What? What are you doing?" And then the other daughter, and I'm not going to tell you which one, says, "Are you stupid? Don't do that. Go somewhere and sit down." And everybody starts to clap in the theater. And this is the weird thing about this. The daughter that actually I was cool with, that made actual sense and conscious decisions, her acting wasn't up to par at times. It kind of was really kind of just like stagnant. And then the weird thing is the daughter that was making all these terrible decisions. She seemed like she had some acting capability at times, but I did not like her character. Like every decision she made, it just I was like, this is just ridiculous. And to Lucas's point, every character minus Mr. Copley, but then Mr. Copley, he put himself in a bad situation
I'm about
too.
to say, he made the
And
bad decision from the beginning.
very early in the movie, he made a very because at first I was like, okay, he's gonna be the person that's like, all right, this is how we survive this. And I'm like, Mr. Copley, you see them alligators out there? What you doing out there, bro? You know, and it's just throughout the film, to Lucas's point, they make these random stupid decisions that you're just shaking your head at. And I think from an entertainment standpoint, if I was with my friends, we would all be like, yo, it can't be that stupid. It cannot be that stupid. Like, what's going on? Like, I think that would be very entertaining to be around friends to watch this. But if I'm watching this at home from entertainment value, just to watch it from a survival
Mm-hmm.
standpoint, if a character consistently makes stupid decisions and puts themselves and others in harm's way for no apparent reason, it removes you wanting to rewatch it again. I think that is where this movie falls very flat. It's really weird though, because there's a moment in this film where Couplier and Idris's character have a conversation about
Mm-hmm.
Idris's wife and the situation he's in with his daughters. And Idris is really vulnerable in the scene. Like he's actually, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is not stupid. This is actually a real conversation. I was like, okay, they might go somewhere with this. That one moment is the only moment in this whole
Mm-hmm.
movie. And it's really strange. I think a positive that I was going to say, I thought the whole entire movie was going to be completely CG. I did not know it was going to be shot in Africa. I'll give them credit for a lot of the scenes. There's some decent camera work sometimes. I think that shooting on location just really helped. They follow along certain threads. It kind of feels like a horror-esque kind of moment where you're continuously seeing the camera pan around and pan to the left, and you don't know what's around the next side. I thought that was really cool at times. And even like the first initial lines that we see, I did not know whether or not they were real or fake. I thought that was really cool. But then when we see the main beast, throughout every action that this beast did, I always thought this was a CG character. There was never a moment, and it's not just because the beast was a petty superhero animal.
A petty ass lion. Say it. A petty ass lion in this whole movie.
For
He's the
whatever
pettiest villain
reason,
human possible.
he didn't look as real as the lions that they showed me in the beginning. And later on, I know for a fact those lions weren't real, which is weird because this is the main, this is everything is focused in on him. How can he look this bad? Which is weird because he's the only real CG element there. But I don't know. Yeah, what were some of your takes, Lucas? I'm going all over the place.
I'll give it one positive. It's a great thing this movie was made. That's the positive. We don't get to see a lot of bad black films of this nature. Not starring a black man, produced by a black man for a major studio. We've gone through years of, unfortunately, the other side getting to make these type of movies and us watch them and judge them based off of that. So the point that now we have a black producer, the black producer in Hollywood, not named Tyler Perry and Will Packer, and Idris make this film, you know what? Part of it is pride that we now understand we don't have to knock everything out the park. It is fine to make a bad movie and be a black director from a major studio. Like, that is something to be proud about. And it's the only thing of this movie to be proud about. I don't know who the hell thought this would be a good idea. I don't know who thought this script was good. I don't know who decided to cast these people in this movie. The daughters aren't that good. I told Sam coming into it, the only thing I knew about the movie was that Idris did not cast his actual daughter to play his daughter in the film. And now I understand why, because this would have possibly hurt her career.
Yeah,
so he probably was like, "No, baby,
yeah,
this is not the movie for you to be in. We'll wait," because supposedly she is a talented young actress. So he's probably like, "Nope, this is not the movie for you to be in," and she should thank him because it's just too silly. It's way too silly. But again, coming from a black duo, it's okay. Like, it's weird that a part of me still felt pride that this movie was made with a black lead, led by a black producer for a major studio, and it be this bad. Like, we know stories of stuff like this getting thrown into the bin, and then you saying it's by a black producer and a black actor, and they be like, "Oh no, there's no way we're making this movie."
Right.
But here we get Universal distributing this movie, like actually putting money into this movie. It is a part of me felt pride over that, and pride that it didn't go to a streaming service and it's going to be in theaters. Yeah, and it will possibly make in like the teens, I'm assuming. Like, it's gonna do something. And that's something to be proud about. That even black people, we are now at the point in Hollywood where we can make horrible movies and the world not fall apart. Great. We made it. We finally made it to the point we can make bad movies and the world not fall apart and not feel the pressure of saying, if this movie fails, no other black person will get the opportunity to do something like this outside of a Will Smith or Denzel Washington. So on that alone, I'm happy it got made. as a film, there's no way in hell this movie should have gotten made. It's the best way I could put it.
Yeah, there's this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right here. This is not just a poster, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm gonna say. Without spoiling the movie, this is not just a poster. It's very unrealistic. It's very dumb at times. I think what would have been an interesting arc is if they would have done something with Copley, because in the very beginning of the movie, they say something along the lines of there's some lions that he has been training for a very long time, like since they were even born, and he set them out into the wild. And they go with this weird arc about who he is and what he's doing. And I was kind
Mm-hmm.
of like, I wonder if this is, somebody else is doing it. But instead, they just say, well, forget all that. We gave you all this, back context and exposition for no apparent reason. Because I thought that if they would have leaned into that, I thought that would have been very interesting because it would have been like a, human versus man situation. Like it was for the right reasons, but then, the law of nature always prevails at the end of the day. But instead, they're like, yeah, this line, these poachers took out his pride. He's taking it out on everybody else. And
We thought at first I thought maybe the lion had rabies, like Cujo, because the lion looks sick in the movie with its CGI. So I said, okay, maybe the lion has rabies, and that's why he's killing everybody. And then you realize, nope, he doesn't have rabies. He's just killing everybody. So they went from making the lion Cujo to making the lion Gerard Butler in law-abiding citizen, where he was just killing people to kill people. And I said, oh my God, like the lion's body count it rivals Michael Myers' body count from Halloween.
It's true.
It's the lion's body count in this movie. It does it without giving really a good reason why. It attempts to give you a reason why the lion would do something of this nature, but then it spends the rest of the movie telling you this is not the way lions act. So it's like, okay, you can't give me a reason a lion would do this and then say this is not what lions do. Right. So you automatically take the audience out if you're expecting like a realistic version of this type of film. So again, go into it expecting a monster movie, expecting when animals attack. If you ever saw the show when it used to air on Fox, and if this was a lion, or if the bear from The Revenant just decided to kill everybody in The Revenant after he raped Leonardo DiCaprio, then you would get this movie. Like it makes no sense. It makes no, and then there's no payoff. There's no payoff in this movie. The third act, oh my God, I don't know how the hell they got that by someone and said, we're gonna make the lion fight a human, and we're gonna see what happens. At one point, I asked Sam, was the lion Vin Diesel? Because this lion survives things a lion should not be able to survive. And I thought he did it for family because his family was killed. And I said, oh, this lion is Vin Diesel. Like, this is crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's and this is the crazy thing, y'all. And I said this to Lucas afterwards. This is the way things go, it's not like this. Like Leo gets mauled. Like mauled. And that is not the believability of any of this. And this is a line.
The bear in a revenant acted like a bear. I think that's the key part here. This lion at no point in time acts like a lion. It's like if Scar killed Mustafa and Simba decided to murder all of humankind because of it, then that would be the movie. Oh man, this movie is so bad. But thank you, Universal. Thank you, Will Packer. Thank you, Idris Elba. I applaud you that you all got this movie made. I'm happy that y'all got this movie made because it shows again that Black folks, we can do bad movies and the world not end. Because we need to see stuff like this. In all honesty, that's the most important message of this film, is that we need to see bad things like this come out. and let us know that Idris is still going to get other films. He's going to get other projects. This is not going to kill his career.
True. So we'll see what happens with the box office. Definitely stay tuned. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about it. Oh, wait. A to F. What do we rate this?
Oh, Z.
I feel like I should have avoided asking you that question.
You would not limit me to an F. Z. I'm giving this movie a Z. As in Zao. Bow. Like, literally, like the things that Batman or Adam West used to say when he punched people, that's the grade for this movie. I'm not giving it nothing else. I think if you go with a group of friends,
right,
have some adult libations, and then go see this movie, I think you can have a ball with the stuff that happens in this movie. If you go into this movie in any other circumstance, you're not gonna like it at all. But again, go with a group of friends, make a family event of it. You can take the kids to see this one. Trust me, I know it's a lot of blood and a lot of guts, and it's rated R, but yet and still, you can still take the kids to see this. I mean, as long as they're over 10, you can take them to go see this. And just threaten them after the movie and says, see, if you do anything that these girls did in this movie, I will feed you to the lion.
Yeah, no,
you're not going to skip this, sir. What's your grade? What is your grade?
No, so the last movie I gave an F to, I think it was Alien Covenant. No, it was something else after that. It was something after that.
You gave a D to Thor: Love and Thunder.
I gave Thor: Love and Thunder a D minus.
You gave real close,
very close to an F.
To giving that an F.
I came real close to an F. And if I look back, if I would ever see this movie again, or I would ever try to watch Thor again,
you would watch this first.
Absolutely. So I'm keeping this at a D, a solid D, not a D minus. Because the more I think about Thor, it's getting pushed into the F pile, and I ain't done that in a while.
It was a point in this movie where Sam got so frustrated that all the golly, freaking all of that went out the window, and he said, "Blake, why the Blake won't you do that?" And I said, "Oh, this movie got to him." I said, I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna say certain words. All of that went out the window in the third act when they did.
We're not gonna talk.
Idris's character does something so stupid that you're just like, oh my, why would you do that? Like it's those type of moments that I think can make this movie enjoyable for a group of people to sit and watch. Or again, if you don't go see it in the movies, when it hits streaming, when it hits any of that, because it'll be on Peacock because it's a Universal film. I think this could be the type of film that you get together with groups of people at home and enjoy it.
Yeah,
I'm happy it went to theaters, but I'll be damned if this is not like a Bird Box situation where it's so bad that it can be entertaining.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some memes about this. There's gonna be some people talking. Hopefully, the young ladies in this movie. Anyway, we're gonna go. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Falling off the top.